Hello students, till now we have seen that one gene is responsible for one trait, okay, or more than one gene is responsible for one phenotypic character as we have seen in complementary gene. Today we will see that one gene is responsible for more than one trait and this is called as pleiotropy. Okay, now see the definition of pleiotropy. The ability of a gene, what to write? The ability of a gene to influence. What to influence? More than one trait. Clear? Then it is called pleiotropy. Ability of a gene to influence more than one trait. For example, if we see in case of pea plant, then gene responsible for the color of the flower is also responsible for the color of the seed coat and color of the leaf axil. So here one gene is responsible for the three traits. What are the three traits? That is, if I am talking about a pea plant, then color of the flower plus color of seed coat plus color of the leaf axil. These three traits are controlled by one gene. Clear? It is, we can say that it is the opposite of complementary gene. Okay? Because here one gene is responsible for more than one trait. And there two genes were responsible for one phenotypic character. So this is your pleiotropy. In case of Drosophila, children, D-R-O-S-O, in case of Drosophila, the genes which are responsible for the shape of the wings, the size of the wings, they are also responsible for the length of their life and their reproductive periods. So here also one gene is responsible for more than one trait. Now see what are the things, that is fertility length and for the life, color of the wings, length of the wings, shape of spermatheca. Okay, so the gene that affects the eye color of the Drosophila also affects the fertility length of the life, also affects the color of the wings, the size of the wings even we can write. It also affects the length of the wings, shape of the spermatheca. So here also one gene is responsible for more than one trait. That's why it is called as the pleiotropy. Now in case of human beings, we can see the pleiotropy in case of sickle cell anemia. Okay, we all know that it is a disease when the shape of the blood cells, our blood cells get distorted and from the oval or the concave it get converted into the sickle shape. And that's why it is called as the sickle shape anemia. Okay, now see what happens in case of sickle shape anemia. If I now see what is this pleiotropy, what we can write? One gene is responsible for more than one trait. Remember this. Okay. And we are discussing about the example sickle cell anemia. See children, what happens in case of sickle cell anemia? Our human blood, that is, our blood contains hemoglobin. We all know that. We have hemoglobin, where hem is the iron and globin is the protein part. Okay. Now this globin is, which is the protein part, it is made from two polypeptide chains. What are these two polypeptide chain? It is made from 2 alpha polypeptide chain and 2 beta polypeptide chain. It should be clear to you. Okay, that is globin means protein part, and the meaning of protein is amino acids. Okay, and the group of amino acids, polypeptide chains. So our globin part consists of 2 alpha polypeptide chain and 2 beta polypeptide chain. In case of sickle cell anemia, at 2 beta polypeptide chain, there is a point mutation. Okay, now see the meaning of mutation. The meaning of mutation is sudden change in the gene. And if it is a point mutation, that is, there is only change at one particular place. And because of that, a person can have the disease. So we can say that at the 2 beta polypeptide chain, there is a point mutation. Okay. Now, what is this actual polypeptide chain, beta polypeptide chain? If we draw, then the polypeptide chain, suppose these are some amino acids and this is valine at number 1 amino acid. At the second place, there is histidine. Okay. Then at the third place, there is leucine. Now this is fixed, children. We cannot change. And then at the fourth place, there is threonine. And then we have proline. All these are the amino acids. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the fifth place, where there is glutamine. Okay, and then one more, and suppose if this is glutamic acid. Now see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the sixth place, there is point change. And instead of the glutamine, the problem occurs. Suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the sixth place of the polypeptide chain, the amino acid glutamine is changed into valine. Okay, what to write? Suppose this is changed and there is the presence of valine. Now this is only a point change. Clear? And if it is a point change, we can call it as a point mutation, because the mutation means sudden change in the gene. And if there is a point change, then we can call it as a point mutation. Now what happens? In the normal hemoglobin, there will be the glutamine. But in case of abnormality, that is in case of sickle cell anemia, at the sixth place, instead of glutamine, there is the formation of valine. And then it causes a disease, and that disease is called as the sickle cell anemia. Okay, so I think so now the point is clear that how the sickle cell anemia occurs. Now what will happen because of the sickle cell anemia? Let's see. This sickle cell anemia, that is, or we can say that our hemoglobin is responsible for Number 1, structure of the hemoglobin. That is, the structure of the hemoglobin is in such a way that it can carry the oxygen, or it is able to transport the oxygen from one place to other place. Plus, it also gives the shape of the RBC. Okay. Now, if there is any change in the gene or in the position of the amino acid, then person can get the disease of sickle cell anemia, and because of this, two things can occur. Number 1, structure of hemoglobin changes. Now, it is not able to, after this change, it is not able to carry or transport the same amount of oxygen as in the normal condition. Okay, this is the one important problem. Second, now how it has happened? Second, there is the change in RBC. What is the normal shape of the RBC? It is biconcave. We have already studied in the previous class. It may look like this so that it can carry the oxygen. And because of that change, because of the disease, the shape will become something like this. Okay. Now this is called as sickle shape, and that's why we call it as a sickle cell anemia, because the shape has become like a sickle. Okay. Now, because of this, there is a problem, and the person is not able to carry or transport the oxygen properly. And if this is present in case of heterozygous, okay, like in the blood, if it is present in the heterozygous, then person can survive. Clear? But in case if it is present in the homozygous individuals, then the person will die early. How it die? Because during the homozygous, the person is not able to carry the oxygen to the longer time, for the longer time. Clear? But the heterozygous person can survive than the homozygous persons. Now, this is how the position, like how they are not able to carry or they are not able to transport the oxygen, because the shape has been changed. Shape should be like this so that it can carry the oxygen, but here the shape has been changed. Now, a person will not be able to carry the oxygen from this side, and that's why these type of persons die early. But there is one problem, or not problem, we can say that these type of person, they develop a resistance against the malaria. Clear? Because the malarial parasite, that is Plasmodium, now they will not get any place on the RBC to multiply, and that's why this is a plus point or a boon for sickle cell anemia patient, that they do not get the disease of the malaria. Okay, the reason, because the Plasmodium, like their body will be resistant from the attack of the Plasmodium. So this is all about the sickle cell anemia. One more example in case of pleiotropy is, that is starch synthesis in pea seeds. Okay, starch synthesis in pea seeds. Now see, second example is starch synthesis in pea seeds. Okay, here the gene which is responsible for the starch synthesis in case of pea plant, that is also responsible for the shape of the seed. Okay, now suppose a gene BB is responsible for the starch synthesis. This is also responsible for the shape of the seed. And suppose if it is in the dominant condition, then definitely the pea plant will give a maximum amount of starch as well as the shape of the seed will be round. In case, if this will be the homozygous, then the starch synthesis will be poor or no starch synthesis. What we can write? No starch synthesis or poor starch synthesis, plus shape of the seed will be wrinkled. And suppose if this is heterozygous, then during the heterozygous, suppose if there will be the starch synthesis, that may be poor or normal, and the shape of the seed will also be not perfectly, it will be the wrinkled. So this is the second example, that is starch synthesis in case of pea seeds. Now we have one more example, and that is phenylketonuria. Okay. Now children, this is an inborn disease. Phenylketonuria. This is an inborn disease. Okay. Now see what happens in this case. The enzyme that converts amino acid, and the amino acid is phenylaniline, and this phenylaniline in the normal condition form triosine. I am writing it here. See, suppose there is amino acid phenylaniline hydroxylase, phenylalanine, alanine. Okay, phenylalanine hydroxylase. This is an amino acid. Okay, this phenylalanine, with the help of an enzyme, gets converted into triosine. Okay, this is the normal person in the normal condition. Clear? Now, what happens if there is change, or why I am telling you as a disease? This phenylalanine hydroxylase does not form any enzyme, and if there is no enzyme, then it will not get converted into triosine. Then what will happen to this? This phenylalanine will get converted into phenylpyruvic acid. Okay, and this is also called as a disease, ketonuria. Okay, and the individual will suffer from a disease of phenylketonuria, and it will lead to the mental retardation. Along with the mental retardation, it will also affect your hair and skin pigmentation. Okay, reduction in the hair and skin pigmentation along with the mental retardation. So this is the phenylketonuria. Now see children, what I mean to say here, the gene which is responsible for the conversion of this amino acid into tyrosine is also responsible to control the disease. Two things, if this gene is not able to form this enzyme, then instead of tyrosine, there will be the formation of phenylpyruvic acid, which leads to the mental retardation. Along with the mental retardation, reduction in the hair and skin pigmentation will occur. So it means the gene which is this one responsible for the formation of the enzyme is also responsible for controlling all these activities. Clear? So this is all about pleiotropy. Now our next topic will be multiple alleles that we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.